Ruby, welcome back to another video, and I'm just so tired. Oh my god. I should just get straight into the script. KATSEYE has been a talk of the town for months now at this point, for things ranging from zucchini to almost completely ignoring the existence of their only black member. When it comes to their music, though, it's been quite divisive since the beginning, but it really started to ramp up when they released Gnarly back in April of 2025. And it hasn't stopped with the release of their 2026 singles, Internet Girl, Pinky Up, Animal, and Hootie Fruity. As a relatively quiet observer of KATSEYE's career so far, I've been picking up on certain things that have gone on in the public eye with them, as well as their music. Today, I'll be unpacking the musical and aesthetic features of KATSEYE's first 3 EPs, SIS from 2024, Beautiful Chaos from 2025, and finally the recently released Wild of 2026. Before I even get into anything, I like to preface this by saying that everything I am saying in this video is not a critique or evaluation of any of the KATSEYE members. I am very much aware that pretty much everything about KATSEYE's image is manufactured by hybexgeffen, meaning that all the smoke I have for anything relating to KATSEYE's image or musical direction is directed at them. I am the last person you can convince to literally hate any of these girls for whatever the fuck people have claimed that they have done, especially when it comes to hybe girl groups in particular. A lot of y'all have been convinced to be so vitriolic towards them over literally nothing or things that are out of their control. With that being said, let's get into the first KATSEYE EP. SIS, which stands for Soft is Strong, is the first EP released by KATSEYE on August 16, 2024. It was preceded by singles Debut and Touch, which were released in June and July of 2024, respectively. The energy that KATSEYE was exuding visually was very soft, which is not surprising considering the title of the project. Their wardrobe during this era was pretty lax and fit into what their Gen Z counterparts would wear, especially around this time. The makeup was more natural and their outfits were relatively cohesive. Musically, the EP is pretty cookie cutter, which is a bit ironic considering one of the lines from the project's first track. I don't need no cookie cutter, perfect ordinary. The project covers topics such as love, being yourself, being carefree, among other things. Everything about this project was clearly carefully crafted. It was designed to be safe, clean cut, as I would call it. 2 catchy singles and 3 pretty formulated pop B-sides. They weren't any different from other girl groups that have been popping up in the West as of recently. The only thing helping them stand out was the fact that they were the first global girl group to come out of hybe, but that would kind of change when the rollout began for their second EP in 2025. The first sampler of KATSEYE's first comeback was the release of their polarizing single, Gnarly, that was released in April of 2025, as mentioned earlier. This set the tone for what we know now as the Beautiful Chaos era. Initially on release, it was hated, until they started performing it on music shows. The track, penned by Alison Gugao, also known as ALG, as I'll call for the rest of the video, whom I have mentioned on this channel a couple times, is a self-empowerment anthem in a way. It lyrically shows the girls setting themselves apart from others. Keep that in mind for later. BC's second single, Gabriella, would come out a little over a month later in June. Just like SIS's second single, the track discusses a murkier side of love. I saw something on Genius say that this song is like a new gen version of Dolly Parton's Jolene. What the hell, sure. With these 2 singles alone, a clear shift was made in KATSEYE's image. They began showcasing some edge lyrically and aesthetically. They successfully broke out of their cookie cutter pop image. They released their most authentic single to date, which is Gnarly. That might sound insane, but there's a reason why I mentioned who wrote the song earlier. If you know anything about ALG, Gnarly's lyrics are authentically her, through and through, okay? I did a whole comparison in the video I made about Gnarly, okay? But that also reveals another problem. Is this authentically KATSEYE, though? On to the other 3 tracks on Beautiful Chaos that were finally released on June 27, 2025. Game Boy is the most cis-coded track on the project, with it being a bit of a cross between Touch and I'm Pretty. Mean Girls is a soft-ish, inclusive girl power anthem. And MIA is the most concert-coded track of the bunch, with it being the most hype track right after Gnarly. One thing I began to pick up on while revisiting these tracks is that lyrically, KATSEYE hasn't advanced much. The most the group has changed from SIS to BC is how they present visually, whether it's their wardrobe or their choreography. They shook a little ass at Gnarly and Gabrielle, which is a bit what the fuck when you consider that unit shape was 70 at the time. And their makeup got bolder, the outfits became more girl crush, as K-pop stans would call it, and they had more significant performance moments during this era. Musically, they had just started swearing a bit more, and you can actually tell the B-sides apart from one another because they all weren't the same-ish tempo. Well, all this being said, this era created the groundwork for what KATSEYE would do next. Before the Wild era truly started, things were clearly getting murkier than they were before. The previously performed track Internet Girl was released on January 2nd, 2026 to not much fanfare. It was quickly peaked as a response to the success of Gnarly and its quirky lyrics. Remember when I mentioned earlier that the lyrics of Gnarly were authentic to ALG and questioned whether they were also the KATSEYE? This is what I was thinking about when I asked that question, and this song is even written by ALG for the record, mind you. Meaning that this song was clearly trying very hard to emulate what she curated originally when she wrote Gnarly alongside the Chainsmokers of all people. Lord! Now, some would say that the Wild era kind of did start with Internet Girl, but I don't think so personally, considering that the most defining characteristic of this era is Manon's absence, which began shortly after the release of the single. The official beginning of the Wild EP rollout began with the release of Pinky Up on April 9th, 2026. There are multiple polarizing factors about this song, from the song itself, the outfits, the choreography, the choreographer, among other things. Lord, that man. I would describe the song lyrically as a cross between Gnarly and Tonight I Might. KATSEYE keeps trying to tell us that they're different, which I don't know if I believe, considering what I'm about to get into next. Animal was the second single released in anticipation for their third EP. The track was penned by Ed Sheeran, which is notable considering how cookie-cutter ordinary this track is. When this came out, many people who weren't fond of Gnarly and its adjacent songs liked this, even loved it. In the grand scheme of pop songs, especially from girl groups in the West right now, this is so, like, you know, and not in a bad way. In a more of a this isn't anything special, like, kind of way. Like, this isn't like a wow factor type thing going on. Now, on to the other tracks on the EP that were finally released on August 14th. Hootie Fruity is kind of what I expected it to sound like, and the music video further confirmed what I had been predicting for some time, which I will get into in the next chapter. Bel Air, which for a while before its release was known for being a Charlie XCX demo, is a good song. And that way is a perfect counterpart to Animal, in my opinion, maybe because both songs were written by entirely a team of men. Interesting. Across KATSEYE's 3 EPs, there's a clear thread between them that has gotten more clear as their team has gotten more money hungry and blatant in their commercialization strategies. Every KATSEYE EP up until this point has been 5 tracks long. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but the rollout strategies have been nearly the same. The first single is usually a self-empowerment anthem expressing how they're different and better with powerful choreography. The second single is usually a love song of some sort that is very radio friendly. This is why I say KATSEYE, it hasn't changed much, as people realize. The only blatant differences between their 3 current projects is how they appear visually. SIS was the girl next door clean-cut foundation they needed to be able to shock people with their little ass-shaking and more mature-ish lyrics on Beautiful Chaos. Wild is simply a more obvious copy and paste of what they did previously, but with way more sexualized than before. If you look at their looks that they did, that include more lingerie and borderline BDSM pieces, as some people have noted, because hello. KATSEYE are far from the first to do the good girl gone bad thing, but they are definitely the most obvious cash grab version since JoJo Siwa. This is one of the times where I think KATSEYE's K-pop adjacency rears its ugly head the most when it comes to selling an image more than giving us quality music. Dream Academy put into everyone's heads at first that they were trying to make a talented, diverse global girl group that can sing and dance exceptionally, which it was sort of like that during their debut era. But as time has gone on, it seems like a false promise was made to the fans and to the KATSEYE girls as well. I get that this is the music industry and all, but even the girl groups that came before KATSEYE actually put together some great songs that they didn't have to do rage bait marketing for them to be successful. Even within this TikTok virality era, the last time I personally saw a girl group do some sort of rage bait marketing was the freaking tramp stamps. And once again, I like to reiterate that this isn't even the girls' fault. It's hybexgeffen and heavy on hybe in this case, because like I mentioned earlier, they basically screwed over all of their girl groups in some way, whether it was for money or not. This is excluding glam. We're not counting that. That's a whole different case. This is why even with how much I enjoy listening to this song, I kind of by mistake should have been released. Period. Because it completely exposed how hybe loves to profit off the hate that their female artists get. It also doesn't help that they don't really care about what they had their freshly 18-year-old artists singing and dancing to. I know we all call hybe dumb and shit, but they do know how much they can really get away with their listeners, because I can tell you right now, theoretically, if Islet's next comeback, they were suddenly doing some gnarly adjacent shit, choreo and all, hybe knows that wouldn't pan out well for them because of how out of left field that would be. There's some strategy involved in the levels and lengths their rage bait marketing goes, and when you take into account how young a lot of icons are, you can see why KATSEYE is generating as much money and gathering as many sponsorships as they do. I saw some discussion on Twitter shortly after the release of the Hootie Fruity video saying that KATSEYE has no control over their younger fan base, and that they can do sexual stuff in their videos and songs if they want. Which, I mean, they got a point. But let's not act like they aren't catering to them in any way, because in that same video, there is a literal ad placement for slime, which is a product notoriously marketed towards children. Like, you can't tell me this isn't a bit disingenuous to have such a hypersexual video with an advert for a children's product in the middle of it. There is so much about how KATSEYE is moving right now that is actively doing irreversible damage to themselves and their fan base as well. And I can't talk about it all in this one video because this video is supposed to be about their music and their branding. But at the same time, a lot of their current branding is tied to so much controversy that has been generated by their team, their fans, or some other pop crave bullshit, okay? Like, with that being said, in conclusion, what did we learn today? Hybe is full of shit. In Geffen too, like, bro, like, I don't know what, like, the last time Geffen had a girl group, to my knowledge, is the Pussycat Dolls. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody, like a certain group, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I truly do care about this group. Like, I didn't start caring about KATSEYE really until, like, Gnarly came out, and I found that ALG wrote it because I'm a big ALG fan. Like, I was like, oh, okay. But then it just got worse. It just got so bad. This is, like, I'm just so disappointed, but I'm not shocked. I'm just so disappointed. Like, oh my God. Like, these girls are so talented. They deserve so much better music. Like, bro, you got some great like, Laura's in this fucking group. Sophia. These girls can fucking sing. Like, I know I really do be caring about this group because why have I sat down like 3 times to rewrite their songs? I have rewritten Internet Girl and Pinky Up on my own time. I did make a version of Icon by mistake with just Manon. So I posted it on Twitter. Like, I just can't. Like, Hybe and Geffen are failing these girls right now. I don't care how much money they're generating right now from their young fans being gullible and shit. I'm not even, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, where's the respect for these girls' talents at? Because it's in the gutter. Hybe is doing KATSEYE the dirtiest right now in terms of their girl groups, actually, in terms of music. In terms of female vocalists under that company right now, Laura and Sophia are the top, like, two, probably. Most likely. Like, you sitting here telling me you got these girls, these vocalists here. Right now, with the 5 girls that you have right now, you can't get them a song with some vocals? Which they have, kind of, but it's just like the chorus, there's like the choreo is like, what the, like, what is happening? We're not playing to the strengths. Like, I'm so tired. But yeah, I think I'm done. Usually at the end of a video where I'm like unpacking the music of a certain artist, I'm like, oh, go stream them. I don't know if y'all should go stream KATSEYE right now. I mean, I did making this video because I low-key had to listen to the music. Like, if you're going to stream KATSEYE, stream the songs that you actually like that are actually good. Stream girl groups that are not KATSEYE. Like, in the West. Like, I'm talking Flow. They shot a new album, Say Now. Boys World are disbanded, but still, stream some Boys World. That's the good shit right there. Like there's other girl groups out there in the West that y'all can listen to. You know? I'm just saying, like, because they ain't looking good right now. Shit, run these girls up. What the fuck? Like, but yeah, that's all I gotta say today. Free Palestine. Fuck ICE. Peace.